How Atomic Habits book changed my life. Atomic Habits is the go-to manual for quitting poor habits and forming good ones in 4 simple steps. It demonstrates how little daily habits adding up to big positive changes over time. How the book affected my life. I was able to develop good habits as a result, like going to the gym and taking my supplements. Now, instead of starting with the desired result, anytime I want to change a behavior, I look inward and try to change who I am. I came to the conclusion that systems are more crucial than goals because they are what actually help us achieve our objectives. Remember, journey before destination. Systems are like the journey and the goals are our destinations. My awareness of what I do each day has increased significantly. Every little thing, good or bad, becomes a habit over time that will compound and work for or against us depending on whether it's positive or negative. To whom would I suggest the Atomic Habits Summary? Everyone who has never made a list of their habits, including the 17-year-old high school athlete who plans to play professional sports in college, the 43-year-old overworked creative who struggles to find time for exercise, and everyone who has never made a list of their habits. Let's now start with 3 crucial lessons. First lesson: all habits follow a 4-step pattern that includes a cue, a craving, a reaction, and a reward. Adam Smith's major opus, The Wealth of Nations, published in 1776, set the groundwork for modern economics. One of his most famous discoveries is that under a free market economy, all workers naturally maximize the welfare of their own society, even if they are only operating in their own best interests. In terms of habits, James proposes that the environment acts as an invincible hand that affects human behavior. Therefore, the first action in performing any habit is always to use a trigger, though it might not always be. Most of the time it will be. You must be aware of 4-stage patterns. Cue: a clue that points to a potential reward, such as the aroma of baking cookies or a pitch-black space that will soon be illuminated. Craving: the desire to make a change so that you can reap the benefits, like tasting the cookie's deliciousness or being able to see. Response: whatever you need to think or do to reach the reward. Reward: the positive feeling you experience after making a change. Charles Duhigg's habit loop, Gretchen Rubin's 4 inclinations, and B.J. Frogg's tiny habits behavior model are just a few examples of popular techniques that aim to forecast how and why we behave as we do. James provides a more sophisticated version of what Duhigg discusses in The Power of Habit, and while each of these strategies is unique, none of them is in conflict with the others. Lesson 2. To form habits, you must make them obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. You need to make habits clear, appealing, simple, and fulfilling in order for them to stick. James then derives 4 principles of behavior change from the 4-step pattern he suggests, each of which corresponds to one part of the loop. That explains how to utilize them to encourage positive behavior and make negative behavior more difficult. Make it clear. Put your fruits on display rather than hiding them in the fridge. Make it appealing. Start with the fruit you enjoy the most so that when you see it, you'll actually want to eat some. Make it simple. Avoid focusing on fruits that are difficult to peel in order to avoid unnecessary conflict. Apples and bananas, for instance, are quite simple to eat. Make it fulfilling. You'll like eating the fruit you choose and feel healthier as a result if you do. These can be used to support all kinds of positive behaviors like exercising, working on a side project, spending more time with loved ones, etc. Lesson 3. A habit tracker is a fun and easy way to ensure you stick to your new behaviors. Creating and breaking habits is enjoyable with a framework like this. You'll probably want to handle several tasks as soon as possible, but don't take on too much at once. Tracking your habit with a habit tracker is a simple method of holding yourself responsible without getting overwhelmed. The concept of straightforward. You keep a list of all the behaviors you wish to adopt or give up, and you mark which ones you were successful with at the end of each day. This record may be kept on a single piece of paper, in a diary, on a calendar, or using digital tools like an app. This method is derived from what is referred to as the Seinfeld productivity hack. Comedian Jerry Seinfeld apparently marked his calendar with a big X every day he came up with a joke. Soon, his goal was not to break the chain. It's a simple but effective strategy to help you build good habits. And since habits are the compound interest of self-improvement, that's a process we should all start today. 4 laws of behavior change. We can use these 4 laws of behavior change to create good habits and break the bad ones. A single habit is made of a cue, craving, response, and reward, and these components are formed according to the 4 laws of behavior change. Make it clear. We need to develop habits that are simple for us to perform and don't take any conscious effort. For example, I once struggled to remember to take my vitamin D supplements. I came to the conclusion that my decision to keep these medications on the opposite side of the kitchen caused the problem. I started taking them more frequently once I put them in a position where I could not miss them. Make the habit appealing. If it isn't, we'll probably lose the willpower to engage in it repeatedly. So, even if the habit is difficult, like working out at the gym or putting in long hours of study, you should think of some creative ways to make it appealing. For me, limiting my time listening to fantasy audiobooks to my workout at the gym made the experience much more enjoyable. Make it simple. The less friction there is between you and the habit, the more likely it is that you will do it. This applies to simple things like packing your workout bag the day before you want to go to the gym or planning a nutritious meal to avoid ordering pizzas. Make it immediately satisfying. Our brain rewards immediate returns, so it's good to come up with something simple that brings us joy right after we perform our habit. Every time I visit the gym, I jump in the pool and relax for 10 to 20 minutes in a spa. I know it sounds a little excessive, but this little ritual gives me far more hope for my financial future. 3 snippets from the Atomic Habits book. Real change is the consequence of hundreds of tiny choices or behaviors that over time add together to produce amazing outcomes. We must first create systems of simple routines and practices that will help us attain our objectives if we are to succeed. The positive and terrible things we do every day add up over time to produce actual change, and habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. We must all figure out what works for us when it comes to changing our behaviors. Nevertheless, there are a number of methods that have been supported by science that we should all test out first. Atomic Habits is a comprehensive, entertaining, and easy to understand overview of those tactics. If you're interested in learning more about the science of habits, I strongly advise you to start there. Thank you, Brain Drain family. If you liked this video, then do like the video and subscribe to the channel immediately. And if there is any topic on which you would like to see our video, then do tell us by commenting. See you soon with another amazing video.